Hello everyone, I'm Advocate associate with Dialezee. So in this video we're going to discuss about the Disaster Management Act 2005. So as we all know that this act provides a legal framework for disaster management in India, and it aims to institutionalize measures for prevention, mitigation, preparedness and response to disasters. So this act also establishes the National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA), state disaster management authorities (SDMAs) and district disaster management authorities (DDMAs) to coordinate and implement disaster management efforts at the national, state and district levels. So in the state of West Bengal, in the case of Supreme Court of India, interpreted that the provisions of Disaster Management Act 2005 with respect to the powers of National Disaster Management Act, the courts held that the NDMA had the power to issue binding directions to the state governments for the prevention and mitigation of disasters. So the court also held that the NDMA had the power to review and evaluate the measures taken by the state management to manage disasters. And another one, in the case of Indian Medical Association versus Union of India, in this case the Supreme Court of India examined the provisions of the Disaster Management Act with respect to the obligations of the central and state government to provide adequate healthcare facilities during COVID-19 pandemic. The court held that the provisions of the act were broad enough to cover the pandemic, and that the central and state governments had a duty to provide healthcare facilities and other resources to manage the pandemic. So thank you. See you in next video with some more information.